Azov Trucks, International Trucks, Zix Trucks, all these truck manufacturers have some good trucks, but which one is the best? In this video, we're gonna see the best truck of each truck manufacturer. But keep in mind that truck manufacturers that have less than 3 trucks are not included in this video. So Kenworth or DAN or ANK, these ones are not included. Alright, let's start with the Azov Trucks. Azov Trucks are some of the most popular trucks in a SnowRunner, and since the day one, so many people love these trucks. But one truck that many people didn't like it that much is the Azov Sprinter. The performance of this truck is not that bad, but it doesn't have anything to offer. The next one is Azov Antarctic, one of the most capable trucks in the game, but it's a bit tippy, so it's hard to use it. The next one is Azov 5319, a very fast off-road truck. The performance of this truck in mod is amazing and it's very fast, but the fuel tank is way too small. The next one is Azov 64131, the slow and steady guy. Very good truck overall, but it's a bit too slow and the turning radius is not that great. And the next one is Azov 73210. Overall, a very good truck, doesn't have many flaws, but right now it's not the best Azov truck. The best Azov truck is the Azov Atom. The Azov Atom has some of the really good advantages and good things about all Azov trucks. It's very capable and it's a stable truck. It's one of the most fuel efficient trucks in the whole game, and you have access to extra fuel on the roof rack. You have access to many add-ons and many combination of add-ons, which is absolutely great. The only thing that this truck is not good at is going fast. So unlike Azov 5319, this truck is not a fast truck. It's faster than Azov 64131, but overall it's not that fast. But definitely for me, Azov Atom is the best Azov in the game. Okay, the next manufacturer, Khan. At first, one of the vehicles that some people considered OP and it was very good was Khan Marshall. The performance of this Scout is absolutely amazing. Right now the fuel tank is not that big anymore, but it's still not that bad because you have access to extra fuel on the roof rack. The next one is Khan Loaf, I think, LO4F. It's not a good vehicle. I don't like this vehicle. The performance of this vehicle is not that great, to be honest. And the next vehicle that I consider the best Khan is Khan Sentinel. I think overall this vehicle compared to Khan Marshall has more things to offer and it's a more reliable Scout. The performance of this vehicle is not that bad and it's not a slow Scout either. But with this one you have access to more fuel, you have a bigger fuel tank, and you can attach trailers to this vehicle. So I think overall this is the best Khan in the game. The next one is a Step. I think Step trucks are a bit underrated. I personally really like these trucks. Let's start with the first one, the Step 310E. It's a small average truck with decent handling and decent performance in mod. This truck is just overall average. It's not that bad, there is nothing to really say about it, and it's a fast truck. The next one is a Step Crocodile. I do really like this truck, to be honest. This truck performs good in mod, but overall these small off-road trucks doesn't really have anything to stand out. So you kinda can use this truck for scouting or delivering a small amount of cargo. But the handling and the performance of this truck is good. And the best Step truck is a Step Pike. It performs really good in mod. It's a stable truck. It's fast, but you can still control it. Overall, it's just a very good choice for majority of the missions or regions in a SnowRunner. Definitely one of my favorite trucks in a SnowRunner, and I really do like the looks of this truck. Now the Tata Trucks. Let's start with Tata 805. This is the worst Tata truck that we have. It's just not good. The next one is Tata T813. The performance of the truck is not that bad. It's a bit slow, but not so slow that annoys you. But the biggest problem is it doesn't have many add-ons. Now, the best Tata truck was a bit difficult to choose because Tata Force and Tata Phoenix are two really good trucks, especially now that Tata Phoenix can have the crane and the bed at the same time. Tata Phoenix is a fast truck, the turning radius is good, but Tata Force performs better than this truck in deep mud. And Tata Force has access to extra fuel on the roof rack and has a bigger fuel tank. So I think the best Tata truck is Tata Force. But it's very situational. In some situations, Tata Phoenix is the best one, and in some situations, Tata Force is the best one. For the next one, we have TUZ trucks. We have TUZ Warthog and TUZ Action. Both are small off-road trucks. I'm not a big fan of these two trucks, and again, these kind of small off-road trucks doesn't have anything to stand out. The performance of these two trucks in mud is decent, it's not awful, but I don't like them. The next one is TUZ 166, which is a normal, small Scout. Not a bad vehicle, has diff-lock and all-wheel drive always on. It's an average small Scout. And the best TUZ is the beast TUZ Tatarin. I mean, when it comes down to going through some harsh terrain for scouting, this is the best one. This truck is incredibly capable, has some of the best tires with great traction in the game, and it's so powerful that can easily tow any truck that you want. Definitely the TUZ Tatarin is the best TUZ in the game. Now for the next one we have Voron trucks, and this is very difficult to say which Voron truck is the best one. Kinda like Tata Trucks, these trucks are good in different situations. We have Voron AE, which is a very fast, capable and a stable truck, and it's great if you want to deliver something really quick. We have Voron Grad, which is better for longer trips. It has switchable all-wheel drive, so you can save even more fuel. And we have Voron D, which has some of the advantages of these two previous Voron trucks. The fuel tank is bigger than Voron AE. It supports crane, bed and trailer combo, and it's a capable truck. I don't think it's as capable as Voron AE in deep mud, but overall it's a capable truck. I would say Voron D is my favorite. It could be a bit tippy sometimes, but overall this is the Voron truck that I like the most. But these three trucks are really good in different situations, so all of them are kind of number one. It just kind of depends on the situation. The next brand is Zix. Let's just start with the first one, Zix 5368. A truck that maybe you don't use it that much. You know, it's an average truck, not awful, not great. The next one is Zix 566A, another a small off-road truck. Again, this one is a good truck, I really like it, but again, it doesn't have anything to offer. Next one is Zix 605R. This truck was the king of a SnowRunner for quite some time, but now the best Zix truck is the Zix 612H. Compared to Zix 605R, Zix 612H has more add-ons, which is the main reason I find this truck better than Zix 605R. I think 605R is a bit more capable in deep mud, and the 612H has kind of a low bumper that could sometimes hit the ground, but it's not a big deal. Zix 612H is overall, I've said it many times, this truck is one of the best trucks in the game. Anything you want from a truck, this one has it. For the next one, we have Caterpillar. We have many different and unique cat trucks. In SnowRunner, let's start with Cat TH357, which is the forklift. It's a very useless vehicle that we have. Many people say it's a good scout or it's good at scouting. I disagree because it doesn't have any ground clearance, and if it sees water, it's going to drown. So overall, I don't find this vehicle to be that good, but you know, it's a forklift, so I don't expect it to be like very amazing. The next one is Cat 770G. You use it for one contract and you're not going to use it ever again. Then we have Cat CT 680 and Cat CT 681. two heavy-duty trucks that, to be honest, are very decent. They have good power-to-weight ratio, they are fast vehicles. I would say they don't have that much ground clearance, but overall two useful vehicles. I actually wanted to say these two trucks are the best cat trucks that we have, but I changed my mind, and the best cat in the game, in my opinion, is Cat 745C. But why Cat 745C? The 745C is not as useful as CT681 or CT680. It's a situational truck, but it performs absolutely fantastic in those situations. So if you need to help another truck, if a truck is stuck, or if you want to go through some really harsh areas, this truck would do a fantastic job. And you can carry containers and logs with this truck too. So it's a situational truck, but it performs really good in those situations. Now the Chevrolet trucks. We have two Scouts, Chevrolet CK1500, which is the first vehicle that you drive in a SnowRunner, and the Chevrolet Apache. The Apache is a good Scout, it performs good in mud, and you have access to extra fuel and repair parts. But I mean, these two are Scouts, and Scouts are just not that useful in a SnowRunner. And the best Chevrolet is the Kodiak C70. Mostly the reason I say the Kodiak is the best one is because the Kodiak is a truck, and trucks are just more useful than Scouts. So of course you're gonna use this truck more, and the truck is not that great, to be honest. I would say it's below average, but it's not so bad that you cannot use it at all. You can use this truck, but it's not that great. For the next one, we have Derry Longhorn. We have three trucks, two of them are semi-trucks. Derry Longhorn 3194 and Derry Longhorn 4520. The 3194 is kinda an average semi-truck. The turning radius is not that good, and the dead axle sometimes is a problem. The other one, Derry Longhorn 4520, this truck has good turning radius and a big fuel tank, but the engine is weak. But the best Derry Longhorn is Derry Special 15C177. This truck has good power to weight ratio, it has good ground clearance, and it's a capable truck. You have access to some good add-ons, and overall it's one of the better trucks that we have in a SnowRunner. Now the international trucks. We have 8 international trucks. Let's start with the first one, the Fleastar F2070A. One of the good trucks that you can unlock for free very early in the game. The next one is International HX520. This is a free DLC truck that you can add to your fleet, and this truck can be a good help when you're starting your journey in a SnowRunner. The next one is Lodestar 1700. One of the good Scouts that we have. The fuel tank is a bit small, but it's a good Scout. Next one is Paystar 5070, another truck that could be a very good help at the beginning of your journey in a SnowRunner. Next, we have a Scout 800. You unlock this Scout for free in Michigan, but I don't really like this Scout. I think it's a bit tippy, but it's not that bad. You can use it. Next, we have the Transstar 4070A, which is very bad. I think this is the worst truck that we have in a SnowRunner. Next, we have Navistar 5000 MV, a good semi-truck that we have. It's a standalone DLC truck. The performance of this truck in mud or snow is decent, but lack of deflog could be a bit of a problem sometimes. Now, the best international truck is definitely International Paystar 5600 TS. You have access to many add-ons. It's a fast truck, it has a powerful engine. The only problem of this truck is the fuel tank is a bit small and the truck is a bit fuel thirsty. In maps that you have access to fuel stations, you can easily use this truck without any problems. This truck could be a bit of a problem in regions that you don't have access to many fuel stations. Alright, now the Pacific trucks. You know, Pacific trucks, in my opinion, are really cool. Some of the coolest trucks that we have in the game, but very disappointing at the same time. We have Pacific P12, which suffers from a weak engine. It doesn't have access to flatbed or sideboard bed add-ons. You can use this truck for logging, but again the weak engine sometimes is a problem, and the performance of this truck in mod is not that great. Then we have Pacific P512 PF, which in my opinion is a very unreliable truck. You don't have access to all-wheel drive, so you don't know how long you need to struggle in mod, and the fuel tank is very small. So again, in my opinion, this truck is just way too unreliable to use. So I think the best Pacific is Pacific P16. I still don't think Pacific P16 is like a very great truck, but first of all, it's a very cool truck. Like, you just enjoy driving this truck around, and the performance of the truck is not that great in mod. You know, it's like maybe average or below average sometimes, but compared to the other two trucks, I think this one is the best one. And the last one is Western Star. Like International, we have many Western Star trucks too, but I think overall Western Star trucks are better. Starting with the worst one, the Western Star 57X. It's a highway semi-truck. This is like a truck that I feel like has a really tough time in a SnowRunner. The performance of this truck is not that good. It doesn't have that much ground clearance, but it's a very cool looking truck. Next, we have the white Western Star, another really good truck that you can unlock very early in the game. It's a stable truck and it's going to help you a lot early in the game, and even in later regions, it's still a good truck. Next, we have the Western Star 49X. This truck, I think, is the only truck that I do enjoy driving it, even though it has a dead axle. I feel like the dead axle of this truck is not that annoying, and the performance of this truck is not that bad. It's decent. Every time you drive this truck, you feel like the front wheels are going to break and get destroyed, but that's not gonna happen. Next, we have Western Star 47X NF1424. It's a bit of a small truck that you can use as a semi-truck. I feel like this truck as a semi-truck is very good, especially now that you have access to a crane. You have some extra fuel on the roof rack. It's a fast truck and overall it's not that bad. Next, we have the Western Star 47X NF1430, a truck without diff lock, but even without diff lock, it performs good. You have access to many add-ons. Overall, not a bad truck. But the best Western Star truck is the King Western Star 6900 Twin Steer. Now listen, are you going to tip over driving this truck? Yes. Is this truck going to disappoint you? Yes. Are you going to pop your tires on some random rocks around the map? Yes. Is this truck hard to drive? Yes. Are you limited to just one long bed and nothing else? And you cannot even attach a trailer to this truck? Yes. You know, it's a bad King, but it's a King. This truck, since the very early days of a SnowRunner, was one of the most unique trucks in the game, and I think I've said it before, if you know the limits of this truck, then this truck is going to be one of the most useful trucks that you can use. At first, this truck didn't have all-wheel drive, so it wasn't that great, but after it got the all-wheel drive, it turned into a beast. The performance of this truck is very good in mod. You can easily deliver tons of cargo with this thing, and it's a very fast truck. Even in mod, it's a fast truck. I know the size of this truck could be a bit of a problem, but again, if you understand it and be a bit patient with this thing, this truck is going to be one of the best trucks to use in a SnowRunner. And that's it for today's video. I see you in the next one.